just was so very pleased and very uplifted just by that experience of being there, and not only seeing but experiencing how much that building, meant to them as a community.
Right.
And, that whole play-off between, a community and a building. The building is nothing without the community, but the community really needed a place to come together and to be together. So the community needed the building, but the building needed the community.
It's been nearly 9 years since the parishioners of St. Basil Parish turned their attention toward working with the people of Honduras. Spurred on by the devastation of Hurricane Mitch in 1998, parishioners have taken the call to mission to heart in connecting with the parish of San Fransisco de la Paz. Since the first mission trip in 2000, some 200 people have made the 2,300-mile journey from Ohio to rural Olancho. They have traveled to what is the least developed area of the second poorest country in the Western Hemisphere. The work is focused on various needs, such as basic medical services, dental hygiene, house and latrine construction, and water purification. More recently, much of the effort has been devoted to building churches in outlying villages within the parish boundaries. Father Celio Mencias, pastor of San Francisco de la Paz Parish, has asked the Ohioans to construct the churches to allow people to have a local place to worship and gather for prayer, Bible study, and community meetings. The most recent mission trip in January found St. Basil parishioners making a 20-minute trek from their base of operation up deeply rutted roads to the village of El Rincon. Working alongside Master Mason Jose Tomas Flores, parishioners labored for 8 days in building a church. Villagers lay the foundation in the days before the St. Basil parishioners arrive. When the crew from Brecksville gets to the site, they begin the most tedious task of laying block. The work moves slowly at first as workers try to establish a rhythm to their effort. A hot sun during the dry season of January can make the work seem endless.
Like national radio.
Without a mixing machine, cement is mixed by hand. 2 bags of mortar to 30 shovelfuls of sand. It's the responsibility of villagers to provide the sand, usually dug out of a nearby riverbed and hauled by whichever villager owns a pickup truck. Before long, the work begins to move at a steady pace under Flores' direction. Hired by the parish, he labors quietly, speaking only to give instructions or to call for more cement. Despite the language barrier between the Honduran journeymen and the American team, both parties manage to communicate the desires well. Joining Flores is 18-year-old apprentice Isaú Salinas. He works quickly yet confidently, slapping layers of cement on block. He's meticulous about his work, making sure each block is properly aligned on the course below. The cost of building a church comes to $4,500, with the entire effort funded by St. Basil Parish. Once the concrete block walls are formed, the parish pays for a contractor to install the roof and floor. Villagers also have a part, covering the block with a smooth stucco finish. Church building is just one of the tasks of the parish missions. Once construction on the church gets a good start, individual parishioners peel off to help with other tasks. Some will paint at the compound where the team stays. Others will visit villages to teach children about dental hygiene. Children are given a chance to show how to brush their teeth with a model of an oversized mouth and a supersized toothbrush. As an incentive, they get a toothbrush and toothpaste to take home. A third major effort focuses on providing clean drinking water in poor, remote villages. Small water filtration systems have been installed in 2 villages, and a third is planned for the next mission trip in June. Coordinated by Dr. Richard Pine, an emergency room physician at Lutheran Medical Center in Cleveland, the project allows villagers to draw clean, safe water from a tank in their community. Parishioners say the 10-day visits have shown them a side of life that they were not fully aware of, and helped them appreciate the lives they have back home. The reasons for helping are as diverse as the people who've joined the mission crews, but there's a common bond that seems to unite all.
I wanted to give back, and I didn't want to give back in a way that was easy. I wanted to do something that was tough, something that would make me risk a little bit because, Central America, third world country, yada, yada, yada. And I knew what we were in for, and I said,
Yeah.
That's the best way for me.
I guess I just always come away feeling very, very blessed that I am where I am, and that I'm able to extend myself a little bit to help others. I think my faith is enriched for sure. You know, I have a little bit more sense of purpose.
I'm sure you've heard this more than once, is it just opened your eyes. You know, you used to see in magazines pictures of the shacks and the landfills that people are picking out of. Well, I've never witnessed that, but I sure have seen the shacks. And the sanitary conditions.
Right.
Very rough. Very rough. But they seem to be a happy people. Mm-hmm. And it's not to say that they're wrong or we're right or vice versa.
And I find one way to share my gifts is to meet people where they are and to connect with them physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Yeah.
And this mission trip allows me the opportunity to be in a place where God is present and there is a way for us to connect with each other.
No one knows exactly why the community of St. Basil the Great was called to carry out its mission work in Honduras, but the important thing, Father Jenny says, is that the parish responded.
I'm just convinced that once people get to know each other, you know, whether it's at St. Catherine's or down here, so many of the barriers that divide people and the preconceptions that we have about people and how they live just kind of break down, and you just begin to see people as people. Mm-hmm. That's all they are. And we're all God's people. We're all God's family.